evil mill pushed my last button, so I got a DNA test, and it revealed everything. Somebody tell me I'm not crazy. 3 years ago, I met that witch of a mother-in-law, Helen, who's hated me the second she laid eyes on me. She's the kind of lady who would spill my drink at family parties and tell everyone that I was her son, Michael's cousin. I had to spend every Sunday at her house, and each time I wanted to slit my wrists. The entire dinner, my husband Michael had to hold my leg to calm me down because all she would do would criticize the food I brought or how my hair looked. Michael always defended me, but you could see it wore him down. He'd come home from these dinners and just hold me saying, "She'll come around, baby. She has to." Then I got pregnant, and I thought finally she'll accept me. Michael literally cried when I showed him the test. 2 days later, James announced Sarah was pregnant too, and I swear Helen's eyes lit up like Christmas morning. She threw Sarah this massive baby shower with ice sculptures. I got a Dead Battery musical card from the dollar store. Sarah had her baby first while James was traveling for work. Weirdly, Helen kept it quiet. This was the same woman who live streamed grocery shopping and didn't post a single photo of her first grandchild. The day before my due date, Helen showed up with this herbal tea, said it would help with labor anxiety. I drank it to be polite and went into violent labor within hours. I woke up from an emergency C-section to Helen hovering over me acting concerned. She offered to help with the baby since I was recovering. Michael thought it was suspicious, but I was so drugged up I just wanted help. She started coming over daily with these special teas to help me heal. They knocked me out cold every time. Our son Thomas was sick from the start, constant crying and feeding issues. Nothing we did helped. Helen moved herself in, claiming she needed to help with our special needs baby. She'd take over during the day, posting about being super grandma while I handled every night feeding and doctor appointment. Meanwhile, she never shut up about how perfect Sarah's baby was doing. Then, she criticized me and told the whole family I was overwhelmed and failing as a mother. Michael worked 70-hour weeks to keep us afloat and came home to find me exhausted and confused every night. Thomas had been sick for so long. One day I suggested genetic testing, and Helen lost it. She screamed that I was giving up on him and looking for excuses to abandon my child. She demanded we switch doctors immediately. When I refused, she threatened to tell Michael I was having delusions. Michael walked in during the argument, and Helen immediately started crying, saying I attacked her. For the first time, my husband looked at me like he didn't know who I was. I secretly got the genetic testing done anyway and stopped drinking as much of her tea. When the results came back showing Thomas had a rare genetic condition, I felt validated for the first time in months. I wasn't a bad mother. My baby was actually sick. Michael apologized, and we reconnected over our love for Thomas. At the next family dinner, I confidently explained Thomas's diagnosis and treatment plan. Sarah kept trying to change the subject, and Helen gripped her wine glass so hard I thought it would shatter. Then Helen pulled out a folder, and my heart stopped. She had documented everything. Photos of our messy house, recordings of me sounding confused, statements from neighbors about my erratic behavior. She announced she was seeking emergency custody of Thomas for his own safety. Some family members actually looked convinced by her evidence. Michael defended me, but when Helen played a recording of me rambling while drugged, even he looked shaken. That night, I remembered something odd in the genetic test results about parental markers. I put in an order for further testing, and when the results came, the room started spinning. Thomas wasn't biologically related to me at all, and only 25% related to Michael. I didn't tell anyone, not even Michael. After months of being gaslit, I couldn't trust anyone. I called an emergency family meeting insisting everyone attend. Michael was confused but supported me. Helen arrived looking smug, probably expecting me to grovel. With everyone there as witnesses, I stood up and dropped the bomb about the DNA results. The room exploded. Michael stared at me, then at his mother in horror. Helen collapsed, clutching her chest. At the hospital, she thought she was dying and confessed everything. Sarah's baby was born with the same genetic condition Thomas has. Helen panicked about the family reputation. She came over and gave me something that induced my labor early. Then she switched the babies while I was unconscious from that tea she gave me. The healing teas were sedatives to keep me too confused to figure out the truth. The family was horrified. Michael and I raced to James and Sarah's house to get our real son back. Sarah wouldn't open the door. She screamed that she wasn't giving up her baby. Sarah kept saying we should leave things as they are since she'd already bonded with a healthy baby. We immediately got the lawyers involved. Full story on channel, linked below.